Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Or maybe, I'm just not talented enough, or it's too late for me now. We've all been there. We build walls of excuses around our dreams, brick by brick, until we can't even see them anymore. Today, I want to talk about tearing down those walls. Because I truly believe, with every fiber of my being, that real, life-changing success only begins when our excuses finally end. I want to tell you a story. It's about a friend of mine. Let's call him Leo. Growing up, Leo was the kid who had 1,000,001 ideas. He wanted to be an artist, a musician, an inventor. His notebooks were filled with sketches, song lyrics, and brilliant designs. He had this fire in his eyes, a spark of pure, unbridled potential. But as we got older, something changed. The world started telling him no. A teacher told him his art was too unconventional. A band director said he didn't have the discipline for music. He heard the word unrealistic so many times that he started to believe it, so the excuses began. They started small. I don't have the right supplies to paint, he'd say. Or, I'm too busy with school to practice guitar. These small excuses were like tiny seeds. And over the years, they grew into a dense, thorny forest that choked out all his dreams. He ended up in a stable, respectable office job. It paid the bills, but it slowly extinguished that fire in his eyes. The notebooks were packed away in a dusty box in his attic. He was comfortable, but he was empty. He had become the king of his own self-made prison of what-ifs and I can'ts, his favorite excuse. It's just not in the cards for me. He'd say it with a shrug, as if his destiny was something decided by a random shuffle of a deck, completely out of his control. One day, his company announced a major downsizing. Leo lost his job. The stability he had, traded his dreams for, vanished in an instant. He was devastated. For weeks he was lost. He blamed the economy, his boss, his bad luck, everything and everyone but himself. The wall of excuses grew even higher. He was at rock bottom, buried under the weight of his own justifications for inaction. Then, something shifted. His young daughter, who had no idea what was going on, found that old, dusty box in the attic. She pulled out one of his sketchbooks. Her eyes lit up. Daddy, you drew this. It's amazing. Can you teach me? In that moment, seeing the genuine wonder in his daughter's eyes, Leo saw himself. He saw the boy he used to be, the one who believed anything was possible before the world taught him to be afraid. He saw the man he could have been. And for the first time in years, he didn't make an excuse. He didn't say he was too rusty, or too tired, or too sad. He just picked up a pencil, and he drew with her. It was clumsy at first. The lines were shaky, but as he drew, something inside him reawakened. That little spark, which he thought had died long ago, flickered back to life. He realized that the only thing that had ever truly held him back wasn't a lack of talent, or time, or luck. It was his excuses. They were the real thieves of his dreams. That day was his turning point. He told me it felt like waking up from a long, colorless dream. He decided, right then and there, to stop being a victim of his circumstances and start being the architect of his life. He threw out the vocabulary of failure. I can't became, how can I? It's too hard became, what's the first step? I'm not good enough, became, I will learn, and I will get better. He started small. He set up a small corner in his garage as a makeshift art studio. He spent an hour every single day just drawing. No pressure, no grand expectations. Just the simple, consistent act of showing up. He started posting his art online, not for validation, but just to share his journey. At first, almost no one noticed. But he didn't let that become another excuse. He kept going. He kept learning, practicing, and improving. He took online courses. He connected with other artists. He fell in love with the process, not just the potential outcome. Slowly but surely, people started to notice. A comment here, a shared post there. Someone commissioned a small piece, then another. The momentum built, not overnight, but through relentless, daily effort. He faced setbacks, of course. There were days filled with self-doubt, days when the old excuses whispered in his ear. But now, he knew what they were. They were just noise. They were the siren song of mediocrity, and he refused to listen. He had a new soundtrack, the scratch of his pencil on paper, the support of his family, and the quiet, powerful voice inside him that said, keep going. Today, Leo is a full-time artist. His work, once called unconventional, is now celebrated for its unique style. He makes a living doing what he loves, what he was always meant to do. The fire in his eyes is back, burning brighter than ever. He's not just painting on canvas. He's painting the life he always wanted. And the most beautiful part, he's teaching his daughter that her dreams are not only possible but necessary, and that the only permission she ever needs to pursue them is her own. Leo's story isn't about some magical, overnight transformation. It's about a decision. It's about the moment you look your excuses square in the face and say, "Not anymore." Success isn't about being the most talented, the wealthiest, or the luckiest. It's about being the most persistent. It's about being the one who refuses to quit when it gets hard. It's about choosing action over apathy, progress over perfection, and courage over comfort. What is the excuse you're telling yourself right now? That you're too old. There are people starting businesses and graduating from college in their 70s and 80s. Too young. There are teenagers building empires from their bedrooms. You don't have enough money. Countless success stories started with nothing but an idea and a relentless work ethic. You don't have enough time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's about how we choose to use them. Your excuses feel real. They feel valid. They are masters of disguise, cloaking themselves in logic and reason. But if you strip them down, they are all born from one thing: fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of the unknown. Fear of success itself. But let me ask you this: what's scarier? Trying and possibly failing, or getting to the end of your life and being haunted by the ghost of the person you could have become, whispering, "What if you had just tried?" Success starts the moment you trade your list of reasons why you can't for a single reason why you must. Find that reason. Is it for your family? Is it for your well-being? Is it to prove to yourself that you are capable of more? Hold on to that reason. Write it down. Look at it every single day. Let it be the fuel that drives you past the roadblocks of your own making. The journey won't be easy. Tearing down a wall you've spent years building is hard work, but every time you choose to take one small step forward instead of making an excuse, you reclaim a piece of your power. Every single time. The path to your dreams is paved, not with grand leaps, but with thousands of small, consistent, excuse-free steps. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Take that first, tiny step. Send that email. Write that first page. Go for that walk. Make that phone call. Success is not a destination you arrive at. It's the person you become on the journey. And that journey starts right now, in this moment, with the decision that your future is more important than your excuses. It's your turn. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to hear in the comments what S1 excuse you're ready to let go of today. Let's support each other. Remember, your story is waiting to be written. Don't let excuses hold the pen.